Oh, I'm not doing the intro. This is gonna be edited into the video.
Okay, so Nathan's gonna be doing our pump measurement.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the pump measurement.
I'm gonna guide him through it. We're gonna be following service information.
Yep.
So what do we got, Nathan?
So we got our slide pin, and this is our slide, and this is our rotor. And we got this little plastic piece is our rotor guide. And then we have our stator support, and we have to use plastic gauge to see what the clearance is between the stator support and the rotor and the slide to know what pump kit to put into it.
All right.
Is that pretty much what we got to do?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Let's get to it.
So this is the pin here. I'm gonna put that right into this hole, and then I'm gonna grab our slide. So the stator guide, oh no, the rotor guide. There's the rotor.
Pump rotor,
yep. The pump rotor guide is going to face down.
Yep.
So I'm going to hold my finger in the center on the plastic to support it and just place it on in. Rotor. That's a rotor right there. And now I'm going to take 3 pieces of plastic gauge and spread them across in 3 locations on my rotor, and then put them in 3 locations on my slide.
And the purpose of this is to tell us how much clearance we have between the pump slide and stator and the stator support. We'll go ahead and put the stator support on, we'll torque it to spec, and then we'll remove it, and we'll size the thickness of those plastic gauge pieces, and that'll tell us our clearance, and then we'll use that information to tell us what size pump kit we need. And rather than buying a new stator support, I elected to take the stator support into work and refinish it.
With what tool, Dwayne?
A machining tool.
Yeah, okay.
I might have modified a brake lathe.
Hey, but it works at work.
I'm sorry I didn't get a video of it.
Yeah.
But it worked good. It really did.
Facing down towards...
Yeah, where the filter would be, yeah.
Try to... So let's show the audience what both these look like, because it's about yay big. It's about this big, so hold the bowl up to the screen. If it matches up, that's the right one.
And for goodness sakes, don't round it.
But if you do, get your trusty grinder and just shave that sucker right off.
So about 51 thousandths. Yeah, I would say we're about 51 thousandths. I don't know, they seem to be pretty uniform at 51.
Yeah, because it did get bumped a little bit. That's why you do not want to bump.
Yeah, I'd say we're around 51.
What's Google say? No. That's service information. That's GM's fancy.
51 millimeter is the top end of spec. The loosest it should be. So we want to try to tighten it up a little bit. And so to do that,
how do you do that?
We want to measure.
Is that a digital micrometer? Oh no, digital caliper.
We want to use our digital calipers.
I said micrometer.
So there's 3 different sizes of your stator and your slide. So first we want to see what size we have. 1799. Yeah, so 1799 is the stator or rotor, pump rotor. You call it a stator, so I thought it might have been a stator.
Yeah, that's
Nathan
my
said
fault.
so.
I'm the master tech.
And then the slide as well is 18. So let's look on our chart. And so that might be the thickest one in there then. Yeah, 17.99. So your thickest rotor selection 3 is 17.974 to 17.987, and we have like 17.99, and that is the thickest rotor. So I would say we can't tighten it up anymore. But at 51 millimeter, we are in spec, so we'll need to get rotor selection number 3.
Let's let the viewers at home look at this. Make sure you get a good shot.
We'll get the right kit ordered and then start putting it together.
So that means we have to wait for more parts. I'll get the plastic gauge I dropped in here. Thanks, Nathan, for the super sick introduction. We just got our seals in and we're getting back to work.
This is what they reinforce, I guess, so it don't flex.
So it's an aftermarket converter from Summit.
Yeah, well, it's built by a company called CCV. And so this is a stock stall converter. So they make like a high stall and a low stall, and you know that can affect takeoff.
Yeah, that's like.
But I wanted to leave it stock.
You should have put a high stall converter on it. You could have had Mom in the races.
They did. I don't know what you call this front mounting plate, I guess, but they did reinforce that, and then I think I read that there's something else that they do, but I can't remember what it was.
We're matching. We got the Carhartt hoodie with the jeans and the boots. He has the Carhartt hoodie with the jeans and the boots. One day you'll be as good as a tech as me. One day.
Let's make sure we got some of our plastic gauge out of there. And
yeah, I dropped some in there. Oh man. So in this video, I'm probably going to be doing a lot of voiceovers just because of the noise, because of our air compressor. I'll be following service information, which is a GM OEM service procedure on what all we're doing. And just to make it so you don't have to listen to an air compressor run the entire time in the background. I like how his back door is open and his front door is locked. It's not there. The truck. Oh my gosh! You said truck.
because I got it way back when I.
Oh my gosh! That's my truck. Dang it! I wanna. Oh my God! There it is. Yeah, there's a little sneak peek. This is my 2003 Yukon XL. My father's gifted me this truck because he loves me, and now it's my project truck, and there'll be upcoming videos about. I gotta rebuild the engine. This has a 5.3 liter Vortec. It does run. It's just has piston slap on startup. Oil pressure's great. Oil pressure on this truck is like, you're idling, you're at 43 pounds. Oil pressure is mint. Just got some pistons up, which my theory is because of the old, you know, it's the original engine, never been torn apart. Just probably the soft metal on the side of the pistons has worn down and it just slaps around a little bit. Or it overheated at some time, and we have oblong cylinder bores. The transmission fluid in the truck.
Well,
When you say truck, I think of your truck, not my now truck.
I want to put a little fluid on the bottom of our Bellhousing where our pump goes. One of the trickiest things well, a couple of things. One, this guy likes, when you tip it upside down, likes to fall, but
Now you're lying to the
prove me
audience.
a liar.
Yeah.
Little trans gel assembly goo.
Green apple flavored.
Let's get a little on my finger, and I just kind of
Pack it in there.
across in 3 locations. Yep. Now we'll stick our O-ring in, and then we'll stick our outer seal in, and that'll help it stay in, and then it'll dissolve in the fluid. Triangle raise part.
That's the.
I don't know if that's the proper nomenclature.
I feel like that's the name of GM specified for that.
So this is probably the trickiest part, getting the spring in.
The boiling.
I've had success using channel locks.
Oh god.
I like using the big ass channel locks. You remember why they call them big ass?
Because I feel like you get bigger than that though. I mean, come on.
Oh, it's true.
I feel like that's not. I mean, big as they get around here, I guess.
So you leave a little bit out on the bottom here.
I don't want to stand right there.
Watch your eyes.
Yeah.
Wear safety glasses.
The safety's going to. Yeah, you have your safety.
Wear safety glasses over your
Oh,
eyes.
we gotta be good examples for the audience. Come on,
Well, see,
man.
here's a problem. I have trouble seeing up close. It's really not that bad.
Yeah, until it hits you in the face. Man.
Our pocket screwdriver. Alright. So you want to be careful not to get the jaws of the channel locks into the
I feel like this is more rickety than the cutoff wheel. Is there a special tool they make for that?
it's not, but don't forget your slide. You want to go ahead and get your slide in,
What if you? Oh yeah.
or your pivot pin.
What if you
And then
crunched?
also these need to go ahead and go in as well,
Oh, you're sealed.
because you'll have a hard time getting these to go in.
So I'm assuming number 4 is our seal support.
Yeah, the seal support is circular, so the circular one go on the outside.
Yeah, number 4 is circular. Number 4 is on the inner side. Circular is on the inside.
Oh, see, I assembled it wrong.
Bruh.
I don't do them every day.
Nope. And that's why I'm not doing it, because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Because I've only done like 2 in school. And those transmissions were literally out of like 1970s.
And how long does it take just to be sure? You know, have your use your resources.
Circular seal goes in first. Then
Like so. Then you just apply pressure opposite direction of the pin, and then slide your pin in. Easy peasy.
easy peasy.
Now back to our spring.
A bomb.
Speaking of spring, I can't wait for spring.
Isn't it already spring?
Nope.
Well,
I think the 21st, March 21st, I
March,
believe.
oh, okay. Today's March 16th. Oh no. March 17th. I was gonna say yesterday was the 16th.
Love that warmer weather.
I'll be riding tomorrow, I think.
Well,
It's supposed to be 48 in the morning.
is it?
Yeah. Only a high of 67, but that's not too bad.
And once you know you're started, then you can just finish it off.
Wow.
That's how I've had success doing them. And you just be careful you don't gouge any of your housing there.
Smash like
Looks
if
good.
this was the reason why you clicked on this video. Could be. Little stupid stuff like that.
You like putting your tools away when you're done using them.
No, I'm gonna dislike that. I never put away the tools. That's a bad habit I have. Isn't there a ring supposed to go on the bottom?
There is a ring supposed to go on the bottom.
What a silly goose. What a silly guy. Squirrel finds a nut once in a while.
These have like a beveled edge and then a flat edge. These beveled edge is what rides against the slide there. And you just kind of start stacking them in there. This is where a pocket screwdriver comes in handy as well, because you've got that bottom vein guide that can be in the way.
If you left it out, it'd be a lot easier.
Yeah. And then your veins would just come apart. All your work would be in vain.
Dad got jokes. Dad's got jokes.
And you want to make sure they're flat. See how that one's up a little bit?
Yeah, that's
it has to come out. And
Pocket screwdriver goes in.
yeah, I just gently reach down in and persuade that bottom vein or guide over. Once you get a few of them evenly spaced, well then they should just start falling right in.
Right.
You think we need to have them all in there?
I would just do it just to be safe. But if you lose one, then I would just send it. Probably would lose fluid pressure.
Probably. Then we can probably take a little.
A shot of. Oh, okay. I thought you were celebrating that you got all the veins in.
And we'll just kind of give it a little spin.
It kind of goes like up and down, like that.
Okay.
Now it's spinning. Woo! We got pressure. It kind of goes like up and down, like that. It has like an oblong.
Yeah, and I think that torque converter is going to hold it all.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's kind of just thrown in there right now.
We just
And not round off our bolt. Like the last person that was in this thing.
well, I bought a new bolt too.
Yeah. That's
Right here. What our dot lines up with.
whoa.
This is a centering tool. To help you, and you can eyeball this, but if you have the tool, why not, right?
Why not? Let's get a tool number off this thing. We got J46664. I was like, wow, is there really that many sixes? Yes, there is.
If you reference back to our disassembly video, you'll remember when I had to cut a bolt. There's new set bolt. Uh-oh, someone's coming in the shop.
Who is it?
Mamacita!
Mommy wants to be in the YouTube video. Mom,
Nathan,
Mom.
you ever put me on that YouTube video, and I'll break your phone. No, I told you.
Smash like if you want to see my mom. Alright, so now we got to torque down our stator support. We have on SI here, they say to... What in the world? Mom? So our torque spec here is 97 inch-pounds. And I'm sure my dad over here is following exactly to a T this torque sequence, correct?
I'm going in a sequential circle.
No, you have to go by this. Here is, for those who want to know, there is the sequence if you want to pause the video here. He is not following that, so if you're wondering where the heck...
I'm going back over it. I did a first, and then now I'm going back over and doing the final torque.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is where a belly comes in handy, because you can use it, see, to keep the bell housing from moving.
Is it for you bulking? You over bulked.
When you've got abs like I've got.
You have just one big ab. Is she coming back out again?
Somebody.
Mom!
Nathan!
What are you doing? What are you doing to my YouTube video right now? What are you doing in my YouTube video? So that also makes sure that all your bolts are in the very center of the... I wasn't... Okay, I'll take it. Now you're going over a third time?
Yeah, because
Oh my goodness.
when I took off the tool, just in case the tool was holding it up or anything, I wanted to make sure that it's seated all the way.
Right, that makes sense. Make sure all the duggos are all fully ugged.
These seals here, if you want to pull up this section in service information, we're going to replace all these.
The stator support seals? Why can I not find this?
These go behind the outer seals, so I just kind of work it around. There's 3 grooves, like so. And then I like to just match what I took off.
I don't know why I can't find that.
It's in there. It's just being tricky. I'm working with transmissions.
The gloves are coming off.
And they can get in the way, actually, if they get caught underneath and then the glove rips. And then you got a piece of glove floating around in the transmission wreaking havoc.
And I gotta make a part 6 of removing the transmission out of our 2018 Chevy Suburban.
Right.
I don't want to do that.
And we don't want to do that. So then we want to line this up with that. Whoop, we went too far down back here. Line our 2 notches up. Like so.
So that's like the secondary seal.
Absolutely.
Ta-da. So now the transmission's done.
Yeah. Sure thing there, boss.
What? Ready to install. There's gonna be like 5 minutes of my video. It's just gonna be me deleting, finding this. So we have verified that it is not an SI.
Depending on your designs, which this is our original stator support, and we put back in what we took out. So these little guys can go into our valve housing. These will be for later when we put the valve body in. These are for the electrical fluid passage seals for the electrical connector. This is for another design. This is the turbine shaft seal. You don't want to forget that. That'll go on. That was the first seal we took off before we lifted the bell housing off.
Right, because that's how that went.
That goes onto the input shaft.
But like I was saying, what if GM sees our videos and they see all that's wrong with their SI and then they use us to fix it?
Whoa! And then paid us.
And then they paid us. That would be awesome.
And we wouldn't charge too much, like maybe $125 an hour.
$125 per mistake that they make in SI. That's a lot of money.
You want to get your trusty claw hammer?
No, my teacher said that you're not supposed to have claw hammers Like, they had like a giant X on claw hammers in the automotive.
Well, I promise I'll be careful.
Okay, that's not.
So what we're looking for is we want to put
Oh, that's not correct.
our line seals in. And this handy dandy tool that I borrowed allows you to be perfect every time. You get a look at that tool.
Wow, look at that.
I also borrowed that from my employer, which happens to be a General Motors repair facility.
He changes a lot of oil at that facility. There's a lot of cars needing oil changes.
Perfect every time.
Let's see what the number is on this guy. DT47770. Catmore, USA. Made in China. Oh my gosh. Is that the seal installer?
Getting a good look at that claw hammer.
That's a claw hammer.
That's a seal remover tool. Right
No, that's not what that's for. It's for removing nails.
there. Well, you gotta make do with what you got.
Backyard auto.
So we just gently went around, make sure we're seated. Yeah, SI says you could push that in with your hands, but
Really?
yeah.
Wow. They must have some strong guys working for GM at the factory.
So come over here and grab our old Bellhousing.
Wow. Oh my
Oh, my
goodness.
floor!
Oh my gosh. I didn't even notice that.
There's a neat little trick.
Is that what that is? Is a trick?
Okay.
Well, there goes the equity in my toolbox. Can't sell that now.
So this seal keeper, I use a big flat head and then the trusty pocket screwdriver. You know that pocket screwdriver, that's
If you don't got a pocket screwdriver, then you're missing 50% of your tools in your toolbox.
you just kind of rotate it around. And there we go.
Check that out. So you gotta reuse that?
Yeah, don't forget to put it in there because that seal might walk out on you and then you will surely have a transmission fluid leak.
Fun fact, when these seals leak, you have to remove the transmission. Voice crack.
Okay, so the other thing we need to take out is our port plug here. That will always be a 7/16
7/16.
Don't forget to transfer this over, or you'll be the first to know you didn't. Just put a little bit of seal tape on it. Not a lot of it, but a little bit. Prevent any leaks.
Leaking out the fluid.
Snug it up, and then the last thing is our vent.
Oh
That
man.
also has to be changed over. Can you believe that?
Holy crap.
And I don't know if there's a special tool other than I use my vice grips. But you got to be careful not to squeeze down to where you smash the pipe. You just want to get a grip on it so that you can turn it.
That's a good word of advice.
Look at there,
Wow.
unless you're Hercules and
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves now.
why? And then we'll just
Hercules it back into place.
Yeah.
So you don't need no vice grips?
Yeah, that actually came out pretty good then. Alright, so that is our torque converter housing and fluid pump reassembly.
Boom shakalaka. Boom fireworks! Yeah, dude. Boom, 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 editing.
Yeah, I guess we'll put it in when it's time to put it in.
Yeah.
Edit that part out.
Edit that out, edit that out. Don't put that in the video.
We'll just keep that in there too.
I'll edit that in.
It's time. And we'll put this back over here.
So while editing this video, I realized I never made an outro for this because my intent was to leave this all in one video, the entire rebuilding process. But we're at half an hour. I'd rather not make part 3 an hour long. So we're going to separate this into part 3 and part 4 of rebuilding the transmission, just to break it up a little bit and, you know, help the editing process go a little bit smoother. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe to finish the series, turn on bell notifications, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm going to get back to editing this video. So catch you guys in a bit. See ya.